PragerU.
So when we reacted to PragerU last time, that was
that was the Democrat one.
Yeah, the history of the
about
Democrat.
the Democrat. It was two of them we did.
I don't remember the other one. I think it might have been the opposite, maybe? I don't know what it was. Honestly, I don't know.
I think we did both.
It was two videos about
They had that little black lady on there?
Yeah, it was two of them.
But people are trying to say this is a conservative channel. And can we look that up?
They say everything we do conservative. Can we just watch stuff on the internet and just form our own opinion without y'all trying to slap labels on us?
But I mean, hey.
Like, I feel like people don't understand
you won't believe who's narrating this.
Oh, really?
Who? Candice?
How did you know? You seen her.
Yeah,
He said Kansas State University. Candice Owens.
Kansas?
Nigga said it again.
I know, I was just saying like they just said. Kansas.
Okay, yeah. PragerU releases videos on various topics from a conservative viewpoint.
Okay,
so alright. Well, who founded it? Dennis Prager. Okay.
Who's Dennis Prager?
But that's from Wikipedia as well, so.
Yeah. Okay, well, Candice is going to tell us a short history on slavery.
Well,
I've been seeing this
so
video
far. It been the people that have been speaking to us on this have been strong conservatives, so they probably
I didn't know that. The other black lady was a doctor at a university.
Yeah, teaching about conservative ways.
Just conservative.
On YouTube, you can't teach conservative ways in a university.
She was preaching at her university.
How do you know?
She got in trouble.
A professor at Vanderbilt.
Yeah, she got in trouble.
Did say she got in trouble.
I think he's the one that said
Yeah.
How did you know that?
She's from Tennessee.
She's from Nashville.
Tennessee.
Okay.
Kanye. Put yourself in slavery.
And now for a brief history of slavery. Here's the first thing you need to know. Slavery was not invented by white people. It did not start in 1619 when the first slaves came to Jamestown. It existed before then. It did not start in 1492 when Columbus discovered the New World. In fact, when the intrepid explorer landed in the Bahamas, the native Taino tribe hoped that he would help them defeat their aggressive neighbors, the Caribs. The Caribs enslaved the Taino and, on occasion, served them for dinner.
Whoa.
Slavery existed in Africa, Asia, and the Middle East.
Yeah, we knew that.
The word slave actually comes from the Slavs of Eastern Europe.
Slavic.
Millions of them, all white by the way, were captured and enslaved by Muslims in the 9th century and later by the Ottoman Turks. Slavery existed when the Roman Empire controlled the Mediterranean and most of Europe from the 1st through the 5th centuries. Slavery existed when Alexander the Great conquered Persia in the 4th century BC. It was so common that Aristotle simply considered it natural. The slave master model was just how the world operated in the great philosopher's day. Slavery existed during the time of the ancient Egyptians 5,000 years ago. As far back as we can go in human history, we find slavery. As renowned historian John Steele Gordon notes from time immemorial, slaves were a major item of commerce. As much as a third of the population of the ancient world was enslaved. Here's the second thing you need to know.
That makes sense.
White people were the first to formally put an end to slavery.
You do know that?
In 1833, Britain was the first country in the...
I'm learning, man.
I forgot who exactly did it. I think it was actually them, yeah. The British did it.
...to slavery. In 1833, Britain was the first country in the history of the world to pass a Slavery Abolition Act. They were quickly followed by France, who in 1848 abolished slavery in her many colonies. Then, of course, came the 13th Amendment in the United States Constitution. After centuries of human slavery, white men led the world in putting an end to the abhorrent practice. That includes the 300,000 Union soldiers, overwhelmingly white, who died during the Civil War. Now, am I saying that this makes white people better than anyone else? Of course not. My purpose here is to simply tell the truth, and the truth is that human history is complicated. No one, regardless of skin color, stands guiltless. Yet today we are never told to consider the murderous Persian Empire or the cannibalism of indigenous tribes of North and South America or the heinous actions under the imperialistic Muslim, Chinese, Mongol, or Japanese empires, to name just a few. Instead, we're told that slavery is a white phenomenon. And like all persistent lies, this lie spawns a bunch of other lies. On social media, I come across extraordinary depictions about how Africans lived like pharaohs before Europeans came and laid waste to their paradise. I wish any of this were true, but it's not. It's a fantasy. The truth is that Africans were sold into slavery by other black Africans, and in many cases, sold for items as trivial as gin and mirrors.
Wow.
Whites didn't go into the interior and round up the natives. They waited on the coast for their black partners to bring them black
So
bodies.
sold them niggas for some alcohol.
The stark reality is that our lives had very little.
I just can't believe it.
I hate me. He sold them niggas for some alcohol and mirrors. You tell me you give me for some a Hennessy bottle?
You give me 20 crates, a crown for this nigga.
Oh my god. It's just no.
I'll round him up when he sleep, he won't even know it. This nigga here gonna serve you.
That's $1 million slave right here.
Wow.
Nigga got a mirror? Like an actual,
that's
like
actually
something
messed
to
up,
look
bro.
at. That's crazy.
History's messed
Bro, it
up.
wasn't
Everybody's messed up.
Yeah,
bro.
everybody f***ed up, bro.
Yeah, bro.
It's too far gone. We just gotta work to better
I
everything.
don't know if it was John Adams. It was a couple. I learned in class. It was a lot of Christian men that was in the 13 colonies that they were trying to do slavery, and a lot of them was like, I'm not really with that. So we could kind of thank them, because low key, if it wasn't for them, the Christian men that was against it, we would probably still be going through that.
But we can't even say that because there's Christian men that were with it and Christian,
Well, that's true.
quote
That's
unquote, men that were with it and were twisting the
true.
Bible to justify it.
Well, that is
But then
true.
you also have
But how
others
did-
who weren't like that too, like you were saying.
How did the British, okay, if they were the ones to make a first like act and tell the world like we're not really with this, how did that message go out? British came over here, like,
And they was like, they had probably family members and
Yeah,
stuff.
it was
They
like
was always
they-
connected. That's where they
it's kinda-
came from to America, right?
Sending letters back and
So they're
forth.
like, oh, y'all ain't doing that no more? That's messed up? Okay, yeah, we ain't doing that no more either.
We gonna fight for it. And you know, they had revolutions for all that stuff too. So it was some blood shed before them acts were signed.
so the people that say I'm finna go back to Africa are idiots. They don't know history, basically. This
The
is
world is
crazy.
a messed up place, man.
This is crazy.
It's just too far gone, bro.
So they're telling me that the white man saved my people, basically.
Yeah, because we got sold for the alcohol, a bottle of a Hennessy bottle.
They told me, right? My people sold me, right?
It's just hard to hear, you know?
The white man
It's hard to hear, like, what do I say to that?
said, hey, this low key isn't right, man.
He said, here go you for a
Let's
custom
fight
beer
for
bottle.
this. And then we
Because they would
got
have
out.
kept looking up like this.
But it's still some people that was racist though. We can't say it was.
No.
We can't
There was a
say-
battle between this shit.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
like, oh, we need this. And there was some people saying, you know, low key, this is bad.
It's just you got to get to know a person to really know who they
Yeah,
real
yeah,
character
yeah,
is.
man.
So you can't just judge.
No,
all
you're
Nobody.
You're right.
Yeah, you gotta meet each individual
But now
person.
our people that sold it ain't come get us and save us and fought for that shit.
Yeah, no, they're trying to get that say.
They were trying to get that hand in Bob.
This is hard to hear.
This is
Very
very
hard to
hard.
hear, bro, because it's just like, dang,
Damn,
bro.
man. Ah, okay, alright.
Damn, this made me feel like I'm dumb.
It's not.
Let me enlighten
fantasy.
myself.
The truth is that Africans were sold into slavery by other black Africans, and in many cases, sold for items as trivial as gin and mirrors. Whites didn't go into the interior and round up the natives. They waited on the coast for their black partners to bring them black bodies. The stark reality is that our lives had very little value to our ancestors. Here's the third thing you need to know. If you think slavery is a relic of the past, you're wrong. There are some 700,000 slaves in Africa today.
What?
Now, that's the lowest estimate that I could find. Other sources say there are many more.
Makes sense.
What?
For context,
Man, nah.
that's almost
Hey, wait, Candice! Candice, stop doing this!
Hold on, bro.
Don't, let me figure
Hold
it
on,
out.
bro.
Nah.
They got slaves in Africa right now.
That I can see that.
No,
Nah, I can't see that.
No, I can't
I
see
can't
that.
see that.
It must be in
Candice,
the
are you spreading false information, Candice?
That
Chill out.
doesn't
Are you
It's
looking it up?
It's probably possible. It's probably possible. Because, you know, they sovereign states in Africa, too, that are not ruled by
But I know, like, specifically in a few countries, like, it is not at all. There's for sure not slavery.
Because, like, ain't
But you know, Africa is a huge continent.
Is
The
it?
maps make it look small.
Yeah, it does.
So maybe there are some areas.
niggas ain't been to.
West Africa's pretty crazy, I've heard.
No, that's where Ghana is,
Modern
West
slavery.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
The countries with the highest prevalence of modern slavery in Africa, it's a few.
Eritrea, Eritrea,
and Southern and South Sudan.
Sudan.
Eritrea.
Sudanese.
Eritrea.
Right, bro. It's no way this is right.
Martiana, South Sudan. 2023 population.
That says China still has slaves.
Yeah, China's, I thought they had Muslim slaves, I heard.
Well, I mean, she could be talking about prisons, though, maybe.
Well, we have been the highest since
We gotta
slavery.
be, man, I don't know what to believe, man, about that one, man.
That's crazy.
Can we get some more facts on that? Because I'm African, and my people African right now, they show ain't slaves.
That's a different.
That's different.
Ghana got some.
Yeah,
beliefs.
they
got some
developed.
beliefs.
But like, hold on, man. Let me see. Is there? I have to Google this.
Yeah,
I watched a video on Vice on West Africa. It was like shooting guns in war.
Yeah, that's probably Sierra
Slaving
Leone.
people. Yeah, it was like really poor part of West Africa. It was crazy. It's like a documentary.
Yeah, it says there are, bro.
Where?
It's on some like indentured servants type. Like they have to work for like basically pennies, so they're basically slaves. I think.
I think indentured service work until someone's paid back.
I don't know.
This
I
is
think she's
twisting my
actually,
brain
yeah.
up, man.
Let's watch the rest of the video.
This is definitely twisting my brain up.
Yeah, it says Africa is, yeah.
That's what the internet is saying, man.
Yeah, the internet is saying that.
Cite your sources.
She said that's the lowest I can find.
Goodness gracious. Man, come on, man.
Is a relic of the
Well, that
past.
makes sense. It's
You're
not
wrong.
poor people, man.
There are some 700,000 slaves in Africa today, right now. That's the lowest estimate that I could find. Other sources say there are many more. For context, that's almost twice as many slaves as were ever brought to the United States. Child soldiers, human trafficking, forced labor, these are the conditions that currently exist within the same sub-Saharan region where the transatlantic slave trade originated. African bodies are being sold today like they were sold then, and no, they are not being purchased by any country of white men. In fact, slavery, by any traditional definition, is exclusively practiced today within non-white countries. But we hear almost nothing about that. Just like we hear nothing about how slavery was universal until good people in Europe and America ended it 2 centuries ago. Why? Because our so-called leaders, black and white, wouldn't profit from it. Black victimhood is nothing if not profitable. It elects politicians and funds racial grievance groups. And if Black Americans began to view themselves as partners in the American dream, if we embraced the patriotic spirit that holds all men are created equal, the patriotic spirit that is our real heritage, then the race hustlers would soon be out of business. And who wants that? I'm Candice Owens, author of Blackout for Prager University.
God damn, it's good to be an American.
To keep
I got the chills.
Woo! It's good to be a goddamn American. How you feel to be an American boy, born and bred?
Yeah,
Boy,
brother. I love it.
you're American bred.
I'm sorry.
You're American bred.
Damn, bro.
Born, bred, and fed. Woo!
If there are really more slaves in Africa right now than there were ever in America in the first place. And that
I just don't know, Candice.
But I don't know. That can't be right. I'm not willing to accept that. I need to go to Africa and see it by themselves.
Bro, you just looked it up on your phone multiple times. That's all I need to see. Carfax.
Yeah, man.
I don't believe that, man. It's just hard to believe.
Bro, it makes sense. There's a lot of poor people. They don't have developed countries. They don't have an
Third world
industry.
countries.
Like, think about it,
You
bro.
do hear about the, remember how Coney had them people and stuff?
Like, think about if I had bread.
You do say Africans are mean.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh my god.
they're not all mean, but when they mean, they mean.
So
I gotta look it up just one more time, man.
yeah, bro.
This is no, man, no.
You fucked up. Why you fucked up for, bro?
Isn't they even have slaves?
You a pure African, remember?
So it's my fault. I'm sorry.
Niggas, I ain't know what you sorry for.
Okay, we know
Nigga,
that a lot
I'm
of
free now.
Damn, India is messed up.
China, North Korea.
But that's why
Cuba.
when Indians come from
Alright.
there to here,
Indonesia.
Hey,
they
bro.
gonna be successful.
Bro, y'all niggas some real street niggas, man.
Russia.
They got me in this bitch walking around this bitch free, bro.
Don't do me that, bro.
South Sudan, yeah, man, this is definitely going on.
They sold us into
Oh,
freedom.
North Korea, for shit show.
Well, hey,
Everybody
Hey,
North Korea slaves.
They sold us into freedom,
I mean,
y'all.
something there, it's happened, but I'm gonna go get my American hat, bro. having to wear it like this.
Hey, you gonna celebrate the 4th of July hard as hell next year.
Independent.
This is crazy, guys. Let us know what y'all think in the comments. Are these all facts, or is
Is it? Well, come on now. Like, come on.
I mean, it said it, bro. Even the
Internet, yeah,
bro,
it's too many. It was too many. And it makes sense because all them third world countries.
If I would have told you yesterday.
No.
Think about it, bro. Think about the South. The South played like a third world country back in the day compared to the North.
Yesterday, if I told you there are more slaves right now in Africa than there were ever in America, would you believe me?
No, kinda, cause bro.
You wouldn't believe him.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe it.
You wouldn't believe it.
I wouldn't believe it.
Man, we kinda would've, bro.
Man, shut up.
Egypt, bro. Think about Egypt.
Bro.
Egypt.
No, we're talking about right now, though.
East, bro.
Egypt, Africa, in Africa.
That's North Africa.
Yeah.
That might as well be Middle East.
But, bro.
But that's in Africa. Like, think about how many slaves they had, bro. Think about all, like, bro. Think about it, like, come on, bro.
North Africa, though.
Come on, let's really
We're talking
think.
about right now, though, bro.
Right now?
Yes, we
Yeah,
never
that makes
said
sense.
ever.
Yeah, that makes sense, bro.
Let us know what y'all think about this. Let us know if y'all call facts or fake news. Let us know.
I can really see that.